What's up, Gator Nation? Nick Torre here with Florida Gators shortstop Colby Shelton. We're under Condren Family Ballpark here in the batting tunnel. Colby is going to show you what goes into being a D1 player and an SEC starting shortstop.
Yeah, what's up, Gator Nation? I'm going to walk you a little bit through my routine, and I always start off with this 30-inch bat as part of my daily routine. It's one of my favorite bats that we have and that I use all the time. But yeah, I always use my tee work for this, and I'll even do flips and BP stuff with this. But first we're going to start off with tee. One of the drills I always do, start off every day, is a top hand drill. So my left hand, and I do this drill because it's my non-dominant hand. So being a righty thrower, hitting lefty, this is just my non-dominant hand, so just trying to strengthen this hand. And this drill helps me with my bat path and staying through the zone and staying connected. And my goal with this drill is just hit low line drives to the back of the net on a line. So I normally do anywhere from 3 to 10 of these a day to start my day.
Do you have a spot on the ball that you're aiming at or you're looking at?
Yeah, so I want to kind of like always try to aim for the inside of the ball. So hit it on a line, kind of back to the back left corner. Try to stay on the inside part of the ball, get good backspin.
Good.
Do one more.
And because that's a smaller bat, you don't need to choke up when you're doing it.
Yeah, smaller bat just makes it a little easier instead of using a 34-inch bat.
Instead of trying to handle that with one hand.
Next, I'll go into it's called a step back drill. So you put your front leg about even with the front of the tee. You're starting your normal stance, and it's kind of just like a help with timing and feel thing. Get your body in a good position, hitting position. But yeah, so basically you just start here in your normal stance, take a small step back, get in your load, and then go. But I always start out, before I go into my normal hand set, I still do a split grip. So the split grip's basically kind of help me with my non-dominant hand again. So get this hand into the zone, kind of clean up your bat path. And yeah, so I'll start off with split grip about 2 inches apart. Do anywhere from 3 to 8 of these step backs. So here's kind of what it looks like. And I'm trying to do the same thing. Hit inside of the ball, low line drive to the back of the net.
That's like a 1920s major leaguer with the split grip.
Yeah, I mean, I love the split grip just because it really does. I feel like it really helps me clean my bat path, stay direct to the zone, get a good path through the ball, stay in the zone for a long time.
And here, are you still thinking just bat path, or are you also starting to now incorporate your load and where your weight is?
Yeah, so I mean, the step back, I'm still thinking about my bat path, but yeah, I'm incorporating my legs in this one. So the step back, what ultimately doing is kind of getting your hips involved, and the step back kind of puts your hips in a good position to get to the ball and do the loading part of your swing. One more of those. Next, I'm still doing the step back, but I'm just gonna go how I normally hold the bat. Same thing, anywhere from 3 to 8 of those. Same goal, try to hit a line drive to the back of the net, stay inside the ball. And another good key when you're doing the step back is you don't want it rushed, you want it nice, slow, and easy, so you don't want to.
It seems like you have like a really smooth, solid tempo through it.
You want to have smooth rhythm through it, not rushed, so slow and easy. So after that, I'll go into what next I've called, like, you can call it a Flamingo drill. I've called it RDL drill in the past. But set the tee up middle, and same thing, same thought process, still trying to hit a low line drive up through the middle of the cage. But you'll start a little farther back, and you'll start close together. People call it Flamingo because one foot's up, you start with like a little hover.
Who says baseball players aren't athletes? Look at this.
And I kind of say RDL drill because my main focus is this back hip right here. So kind of trying to get a good hip hinge. So I say RDL because I'm focusing on hovering over.
Okay.
So I get it loaded in my back hip and slow through the ball up here. I really like this drill because it helps me get in my back hip, and I'm feeling the load kind of coil into this back hip. And so it's nice, slow, and easy, and then bang through the ball. And like I said, still focusing on a short line drive through the back of the cage, trying to stay inside the ball. Again, I'll do anywhere from 3 to 10 of these. Just depends how I'm feeling that day. Some days it takes more than others because your body doesn't feel the same every day.
And again, like you said, it's slow, it's under control, you're not rushing through it.
Yeah, and I think that's a big deal because you want to rush through these movements. These are more like feel drills. You kind of want to feel how your body's moving, how it's working. So.
Well, it's interesting because like young kids might want to just get in the cage and start taking hacks, and like you're talking here, you might go through 50 swings before you even get to a 34-inch bat. You know, we're still doing one hand and split hand, and I think it goes to show kind of everything that goes into it, and every piece of the swing needs to be worked on.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, little kids will get in the cage and just want to swing, swing, swing.
Just take hacks.
Yeah, it's important, especially as you get older, you'll start to see, even when you're younger, I think it's good to work on, have like a focus and intent when you get in the cage, have an idea of what you're kind of trying to do, so you just don't get in the cage and swing away. So there's a thought process behind what you're doing, and so you kind of get in a result, and then there's an intention of what you're trying to get out of the session and the cage session. So I'll just do 1 or 2 more of these.
Broke the net.
Okay, and then after that, I'll normally just I'm kind of done with my drills, and I'll just do 2 or 3 swings on the outside part of the plate. Like I'll do 2 or 3 inside, and then like 1 up the middle, and then then I'll go into my next thing. But it's really not that much, and some days it'd be anywhere from 10 to 30 swings, take all of 5 minutes. Kind of a basic little plan, but this is kind of what gets me ready for practice and ready for a game. But yeah, so just outside, just trying to hit the shortstop, not trying to do too much, nice and easy, slow. So I'll do 2 there. I'll go inside, and I'm really just trying to get good ball flight on this, trying to hit it like a line drive for second base.
And I want to point out too, when he's placing the tee, when he had it outside, much farther back than where it is there inside, and that's just saying if a pitch is outside, and I'm thinking as a left-hander to go to left field, go to shortstop, letting it get deep and letting it get in. Obviously now with the ball inside, if you let it get deep, let it get in, you might break your hands.
For sure, yeah, that's a good point, yeah. So, like you said, outside, just different points of contact where you're going to make contact in the game. So if the pitch is outside, most likely you're going to hit it deeper. And if the pitch is inside, you want to catch it out front. But yeah, do 1 inside. And then I'll just wrap it up with just 1 middle, right back to the back.
This is a pitch you would like to see. Bottom of the 9th. Tie game. This is a mistake pitch there.
Yeah, I'd love for all the pitchers to throw it middle, please. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of just my little tee routine. Come in here, do that most days, but routines change throughout the year. Just kind of depends how you're feeling, but this is kind of what I've stuck with for recently for the most part, and it gets me ready to go. So another thing, part of my routine, I won't use it off the tee, but we have all these great resources and great bats here. But I've just started using different bats through my flips and BP and machine work. And so, I mean, the 30-inch bat I use most of the time off the tee, and then flips, and then even outside on the field for BP. And that kind of just shorter bat, have to be tighter through the zone, kind of less margin for error. But I got all these other bats, so we got a 28, 30, 31, 35, and then my 34s that I use in the game. But I kind of just use these, kind of make me uncomfortable. So the swings and the drill work's not always the same thing over and over. So I use different bats to get different feels, different weights, kind of make me uncomfortable. And then I feel like it kind of loosens my swing up, makes me free. So that's kind of why I use different bats. Yeah.
Go
ahead.
All right, so the first thing, we'll move into flips, and then kind of one of the things I really like doing is I kind of say I back him up. So I'll flips, he'll flip me, and my goal when I'm doing this is how deep can I see the ball, and I'm kind of almost trying to hit it sideways, but the main focus for me is just how deep can I let the ball travel. I do this because it kind of helps me feel how long it can be in the zone, and it helps me see how much time I really have. Because when you're out hitting, you can get rushed at certain times, and you have more time than you think. Ultimately, when you're out there outside on the field. But like I said, I'll do the back. Almost want to try to hit them sideways just to see how deep I can let the ball get. And yeah.
Sometimes mental cues you like over exaggerate. So almost thinking like, hey, I'm trying to hit it into the other dugout, hit into the third base dugout almost.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories of professional players, like some of their first rounds in BP, like they'll try to hit it sideways off the turtle, or they're like their first target of their couple first swings is like they'll try to hit a line drive at the third base bag. So like different players will have different cues, kind of what works for them. So it's kind of interesting to see how everyone else goes about their business. But I feel like all great hitters, you can tell them one task, like where you want to hit the ball, like so-and-so's, I'm going to hit the ball here, and they can manipulate their barrel and just, okay, I'm going to hit at third base this pitch, or I'm going to pull a ground ball to first. So yeah, all great hitters can manipulate their barrel.
Bat control. I was really good at hitting line drives to the catcher. Decades since we've been here on this side of it. Really high, get down. Ooh, in.
That's perfect. So kind of just got a little idea of what it kind of looks like. Just trying to see how deep I can let the ball get. And then kind of after that, I'll do some like step backs like we did earlier in the tee. Just makes it a little harder, and there's a little more feel for timing with the flip. So you just want to make sure you start early with the step back when he's kind of right when he's going back. So just get a little feel for your timing. I like that. So I'll do that, a couple swings of that, and then I'll just do a couple swings normal. But like I said off the tee, my goal is low line drive through the back of net, hit it on a line. I want to kind of stay away from the top of the cage. Like as you try to hit the ball on a line, the most consistent, give you the most chance for success is when you're out on the field. Because if you're hitting balls, popping fly balls up for BP outside, most likely in the game, those pop flies in BP are going to be swing and misses or foul balls. So always want to have a plan and try to hit the ball on a line.
So you're thinking down. Everyone now sees, launch angle, exit velo, things like that. But you're saying if you're hitting down on the ball, you're almost creating that backspin. So instead of trying to swing up to the ball, if a kid is thinking launch angle, I need to hit it up. You're thinking down through, and if I miss, trying to hit the middle of the ball, maybe I hit the bottom, and then you get a big fly. So
like, kind of another way to think about it is like in the game, like depending, like say those line drives in BP that I'm hitting, those balls probably in the game are going to have a little higher launch angle, and then those low line drives in BP will turn into doubles, singles, homers. They're doubles, homers in the game just because the ball's coming in faster, and then most likely you're going to have a little more oomph to yourself in the game, get a little more jacked up, and those low line drives will turn into doubles and homers in the game. But one thing, Freddie Freeman, he's a great player.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever heard him talk about his BP, his whole time he's just trying to hit a line, hit line drive to shortstop on a line, and I think it's pretty good what he's trying to tell people. He's one of the best hitters in the league consistently each year and year, and there's a reason why he's trying to hit low line drives to shortstop in his BP.
Well, there's a reason you work out so much to get strong. You don't need to try to pull everything, but I think it is kind of a natural thing. You crank a ball out to right field, and you're like, oh, that felt good. It's nice to jog around the bases, and then you come up the next time, and you're like, well, let's do that again. But keeping that same thought process of like, hey, just drill the shortstop. Try to put a hole in the shortstop's chest.
Yeah, like you kind of said, like I honestly really don't try to pull the ball much in my cage work and stuff. Kind of when the game comes around, like everything speeds up and I'll catch one. My hands are quick enough to catch one out in front, so I kind of just react to that and just feel like training the other way is my biggest. It's what I'm best at. So that's why I try to stick with that, because that's what I'm best at, and doing what I'm best at most consistently gives me the most chances for success. And a lot of players out there have quick enough hands to react inside, and I would say most of the pitching at a young age or even now is drilled. They're all trying to attack the outer half. So you can get good at the outer half at a young age, and I'll keep it all the way up through the pros and college. You're in a good path for success. Yeah. After when I do the backup, I'm gonna do a couple step backs like we did earlier off the tee. But I'm just gonna basically be timing. You want to start your step back when he's going back with his hand, and it's still, you want to be slow and control when you're doing your step back. So I'll do a few of those right here. One more. Alrighty. All right, so now we're just gonna do some just normal front flips, normal swing. Still just trying to hit a low line drive back through the middle of the cage. And like I said earlier, I'm just gonna switch out some bats after a couple swings, just get some different feels from each bat, kind of make it a little different, make it a little challenging. So yeah, here we go. That was the 30-inch on bat, and then now let's grab the 28, so the shortest bat we got. The 35-inch bat's looking good, so I'll grab that one.
That's like going between these this quickly is impressive.
Yeah, now just imagine doing it off like a different curveballs or off different BP or machine stuff, so it makes it that much harder. This is just flips, so changing bats in between power downers, sliders, fastballs, all above. So it makes it that much more challenging. And that's kind of why I like it, just because it's so challenging.
Because hitting's not hard enough.
Yeah.
And still, as we're going through this, everything is hitting that left side. You're really staying inside, letting it travel, and taking it the other way.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You want. Well, I'm not trying to get away from what I've been trying to do the whole time. Just still trying to hit line drives to the back of the net.
Just because the bat changes or gets closer to what you're using in the game, it's not changing your swing or your thought process.
Yeah, not changing my swing or thought process at all. And then I'll just take some to finish off with my metal bat. And then, yeah. For me, I'll choke up on the bat about 2 inches, move 2 inches closer to the plate. And I like my stride will be a little shorter. But I think the biggest thing with two strikes is you can't get rushed because with 2 strikes, I feel like as you're younger, like everything starts rushing and getting quicker. But you got to shrink the zone as well too. So
That's interesting that you say that, because a lot of coaches don't want you to strike out looking. Like, hey,
Yeah.
take the bat off your shoulder, but then you get slider in the dirt, change up blown away, and you're just like flailing at it. Why are you thinking shrink the zone rather than, hey, I need to protect the plate?
yeah, I feel like, I don't know, at least for me, it's at some points, like sometimes we get to 2 strikes, like it's almost like coach doesn't want me to strike out looking, strike out looking, but like shrinking the zone will kind of like almost not make you think about chasing pitches out of the zone. So like shrinking the zone, I say that because like make the zone smaller so you don't chase pitches out of the zone. So
You're just trying to stay in your even though it's 2 strikes, you're trying to stay in your normal thought process and
Yes.
not get anxious or worried, because like we said, hitting's hard enough
Yeah.
without getting in your own head.
yeah, but yeah, 2 strike hitting is not easy. That's why it's important you have a plan and approach when you go up there with 2 strikes. Everyone's plan and approach is different, but I think a good baseline for most people, even in our program, is most of us will choke up about 2 inches on the bat. We'll move a little closer to the plate, and then honestly, a lot of us try to shrink the zone. And like he said, what we mean by that is we're not looking for we're looking in a smaller zone, and we're not trying to chase pitches out of the zone. And then also, you never want to like get beat on soft with 2 strikes. So like, what I mean by when I say that is like, you almost want to be later. So like, you want to get beat, or you don't want to be early on soft. Like you want to be out here you don't want to make contact out here on soft, because then you're more vulnerable to other pitches. So yeah, don't get beat on soft, or don't be early on soft stuff. But yeah, that's kind of like my little thought process. 2 strikes.